Thank you for joining us. And now the details. We start with security. Now, gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have invaded a student lodge at the Federal University of Lafia, kidnapping no fewer than 17 students. Reports say there had been an uneasy calm in Lafia, the Nasarawa State's capital, following protests by students of the school. The incident, which occurred at about 11 p.m. on Wednesday, had only 2 students escape from the lodge when the suspected kidnappers invaded the area. Meanwhile, students of the university have taken to the streets in the state to protest the invasion and frequent robbery cases in the school and are appealing to the management of the institution and security agencies to address the situation. Students who were seen carrying placards with different inscriptions and demanding for unconditional release of their colleagues, when contacted, the public relations officer of the university, Abubakar Ibrahim, who confirmed the incident, explained that the total number of students abducted were yet to be ascertained. Confirming the incident, the public relations officer of the Nasarawa State Command, DSP Ramhan Nansel, said the command was yet to confirm the actual number of students that were abducted, adding that the identity of the victims remain unknown. The troops of Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Hadarin Daji have thwarted a terrorist attack on Njigba village of Tsafe local government area of Zamfara state and averted farm produce destruction in Faru village of Maradun local government area of Zamfara state as well. During the encounters, 3 terrorists were neutralized and 3 AK-47 rifles, 3 magazines, ammunition, and 2 motorcycles were recovered. In a statement by spokesperson of the Operation Hadarin Daji, Captain Yahya Ibrahim, said on the 7th December, the joint troops of Operation Hadarin Daji foiled a terrorist attack on Njigba village in Tsafe local government area of Zamfara state, following a serious firefighting that left 2 of the terrorists neutralized while others escaped with gunshot wounds. The Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, has assured that the federal government will probe the error bombing in Nigeria's army that occurred at the Tudunbiri village in Kaduna State of Igabi local government area and punish anyone found culpable. He also pledged that the victims of the incident will be supported by the federal government. The Vice President gave the assurance when he visited the victims of the attack at the Barodiko Teaching Hospital in Kaduna State. The report.
Shortly after arriving Kaduna, the Vice President and his entourage visited the victims of the drone attack at Tudunbiri who are receiving treatment at the Barodiko Teaching Hospital. After sympathizing with the victims, the Vice President reiterated the federal government's commitment to investigate the incident.
All measures will be taken to ensure that future occurrences are averted. And most importantly, the government will go to the root of the issue, and if anyone is found culpable, will be punished accordingly. The government is fully committed towards completely eradicating banditry and armed kidnapping.
At the Sir Kashim Ibrahim House, the Vice President met with religious and traditional leaders to consult them over the loss of lives during the ugly incidents.
The President approved the commencement of the Pulaku initiative by next month. Actually, our intent was to kick off the program in Sokoto. But in the light of recent developments, the President directed that the Pulaku initiative should be kick-started here in Kaduna State. And Tudunbiri will be the best beneficiary. We are going to build houses, clinics, schools, veterinary clinics, empowerment initiatives, solar energy. It's a complete package of solutions. It's a non-kinetic response to the problems of banditry and kidnapping in the northwest.
Members of Tudunbiri community, Jama'atul Nasrul Islam, and the Christian Association of Nigeria emphasized the need for government to avert a recurrence of such incidents. Kaduna State Governor Obasani assured of the state government's support for the victims.
On our part, the Kaduna State government will do everything to ensure that we look after those in the hospitals, we provide medical care for them, we pay for all their bills, and even those that have lost their parents, the orphans there who are children, the Kaduna State government will also look at them and cater for them, support them.
The army drone attack, which occurred on Sunday, killed at least 85 members of Tudimbiri community, leaving several others injured. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
In its resolve to eradicate criminal elements from the state and ensure a hate-free Christmas celebration, Imo State Police Command, under the leadership of CP Danjuma Aboki, says it has intensified plans to get rid of those whose stock in trade is to wreak havoc and destroy the peace of the state. Aboki disclosed this while parading suspected ESN and IPOB members who were arrested in the state by the operatives of the anti-kidnapping unit after a heavy gun duel. Now, Trust TV's correspondent Ajibade Praise tells us more in this report.
Speaking at the command's headquarters on Monday, shortly after the operation was carried out, the CP opined that it was yet another huge success recorded by the operative of the anti-kidnapping unit of the command, as they successfully dislodged these dangerous men from their criminal hideouts. The suspects, numbering 17 in number, are between the ages of 18 and 28 years old.
Following the last 2 days arrest of some of the hoodlums, some of them made confessional statements that led the anti-kidnapping units of this command into a thick forest. When they sighted the police team, they engaged the police, the unit on gun duel, and our personnel overpowered them. And it led to the arrest of 17 hoodlums, and they recovered arms.
The kingpin, Chukwuebuka Obi, a native of Ngokwala, in his confessional statement affirmed their involvement in nefarious activities in the state, all in the name of fighting for Biafra.
As the Eastern Security Network, we fight for Biafra, fight for freedom, and some other illegal activities.
Like what and what?
Like fighting against the Nigerian police in Igbo land.
The suspect also made some shocking revelations on how they have been attacking police stations and killing policemen in their state.
You told me you fight against police,
yes,
and you are aware police have been dying in these states as a result of attacks here and there. So
yes.
Tell me.
That's the handwork of the Eastern Security Network. Moreover, Eastern Security Network has no one branch. There are many branches, which I can't even tell you because we have many branches all over. Here in Imo State, there are many camps of Eastern Security Network here in Imo State.
Okay, your own camp. Have people attacked police before? Your own camp? Yeah.
Yes, sir. In Obo police station, sir.
What and what did you do there?
We went there to attack some policemen, sir. So on the process, after the work, we lost one of our members.
The Commissioner for Police also used the medium to assure residents of the state of their preparedness to keep the state safe and secured during and after the Yuletide.
And I'm appealing to Imolites in and out of this country. They are free to come to Imo and celebrate their Christmas and New Year festival without any molestation. Thank you.
Danjuma said all suspects will be charged to court to face the wrath of the law upon the completion of the investigation. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
Ogun State government on Friday announced a 50 million naira reward for anybody who could provide information leading to the arrest of the killers of Taiwo Oyekami, the former director of finance and administration attached to Governor Dakpo Abiodun's office, Okem Monsana Abeokuta. Oyekami, aged 51, was last Wednesday, November 29th, killed down by gunmen at the Kuto flyover bridge at Abeokuta. The deceased, alongside 2 others, were accosted by the gun-wielding hoodlums while returning to the governor's office with money said to have been withdrawn from 2 major commercial banks within Abeokuta metropolis. The gunmen killed the Ifoni-Tedo-born chartered accountant and made away with the huge cash. A section of the pedestrian bridge at the Alakpere Estate, Ketu area of Lagos State, collapsed following a collision involving a truck. The incident occurred around midnight on Thursday when the truck collided the bridge. 2 persons were reportedly injured during the accident. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, the LASMA, confirmed the incident, stating that the truck loaded with metal and exceeding the height restriction got stuck under the bridge, leading to its collapse. Debris from the accident caused traffic gridlock along the Ketu Alakpere axis towards Bega. A video of the Lagos State Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on new media, Jubril Gawat, showed emergency responders swiftly clearing the debris to restore traffic flow. The National Judicial Council, NJC, has recommended the compulsory retirement of a judge of the Osun State, a High Court, S.O. Falola, over an alleged false order. The NJC also set up 11 panels to investigate 51 petitions against other judges over various acts of misconduct in the discharge of their judicial duties. The director of the information at the NJC, Soji Oye, who disclosed this, said action is part of the decisions reached at the 104th meeting of the NJC, presided over by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, in Abuja. He said the council invoked its constitutional powers and placed the judge on indefinite suspension from duties pending the time Governor Ademola Adeleke would give effect to its recommendation. The NJC indicated that Justice Falola granted a garnish order against Polaris Bank for the sum of 283,174,000 naira in a questionable and strange manner. The compulsory retirement recommendation was made sequel to the findings of an investigation committee in a petition written against the judge by one Dapo Kolapo Olowo and Polaris Bank. Justice Falola was also found wanting for attaching the account of the garnish with another garnish and not the account of the judge debtor, who had the legal obligations to pay the supposed judgment sum. The House of Representatives Committee on Aviation and Aerospace Technology says it will look into the controversy surrounding the launched Nigerian Air project and inform Nigerians accordingly. The chairman of the committee, Honorable Abiodun Akinlade, stated this in his remarks on Thursday during the inaugural meeting of the committee in Abuja. The report.
This is the inaugural meeting of the Committee on Aviation and Aerospace Technology. Aside from looking into the controversy surrounding the launched Nigeria Air project, the committee says it is also committed to address air crashes as well as other safety abnormalities in the country's airports. Chairman of the committee says the committee will engage and synergize with the stakeholders to give Nigerians the democratic dividend of highly innovation and productive aviation industry. In a view of the ongoing budget defense by various committees of the House, the chairman assured that the Aviation and Aerospace Technology Committee will approach the process with all sense of responsibilities.
The committee is highly concerned and worried at the recent serious air crashes in Nigeria. We will, with the support of airline operators of Nigeria, the regulatory authorities, organize an high-tech stakeholders town hall meeting to look into the causes of the air crashes and other safety abnormalities at our various airports. Our air must be safe for all. I repeat, our air must be safe for all to fly. The Committee of Aviation, in conjunction with the House Committee of Aviation Technology, will look into the controversy surrounding the launched Nigeria Air project and inform Nigerians accordingly. Last year, the Nigeria Air project was launched, and there's been a lot of issues concerning it.
You're watching News Updates on Trust TV. Coming up, we'll take a look at Nigeria's quest to attain food security. This and more after the break. Stay with us.
A dark trade is thriving here, in the heart of Mararaba, a bustling satellite town that stretches into Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory.
There is one business for town inside Abuja. They do kidney harvesting.
Abbas is one of at least 6 young men from Mararaba that have followed this dangerous path.
One of my friends called me and told me that there is one hospital that they used to sell kidney.
Selling organ is illegal, is unethical. The repercussions are many. One on the donor himself.
Bai kamata ka kama yaro ko shi ne ya gaya maka yana so. Bai kamata ka dauki yaro ba shawaran iyaye. To yanzu da sun mutu za a yi zubar da gawawakin su kenan.
I don't want me to bury my son. I want them to bury me. But as this thing happened, they're looking like just like ordinary picture.
The investigation is yet to be concluded.
The motive for the donation was money. And when they get the money, and the money will not be able to solve their problems, they ended up with regret. Most of them developed psychological issues. Some of them even got into depression.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. Students protest as gunmen kidnapped 17 Lafayette University students in Nasarawa State. And 3 terrorists killed as troops foil attack in Zamfara State. Moving on to more stories, the federal government has announced plans to shut down public buildings that do not comply with the minimum standards of accessibility for persons with disabilities from January 17, 2024. The Executive Secretary, National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, James Lalu, disclosed this on Thursday while briefing newsmen in Abuja. The briefing was as part of the 16th day's activism to commemorate the 2023 International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Lalu said the commission will swing into action immediately after the expiration of the 5-year ultimatum given to organizations by the federal government, which is expected to elapse on January 16, 2024. The Food and Agriculture Organization says 26.5 million Nigerians face food crisis as poverty surges in the country, leaving many households unable to make ends meet due to the current economic climate, which has seen record-breaking food inflation. In this report, Trust TV's correspondent in Kano State, Idris Jibrin, takes a look at Nigeria's quest to attain food security. His report.
With Nigeria already battling endemic poverty and hunger, the Food and Agriculture Organization say an estimated 25 million Nigerians are currently food unsecured. The figure is expected to rise to 26.5 million in the coming year. Poverty and climate change, persistent violence in Nigeria's northeast, armed banditry and kidnapping in the northwest are believed to be the major contributory factors to Nigeria's food insecurity.
Food security is a core issue in development of people in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, but the world over. So Kano State government is really trying to partner, like I said, with different stakeholders, especially donor agencies, in ensuring that food is made available to the people of the state. You know, Kano State is the highest state with the highest population in Nigeria. We are talking about 20 million people. And God so kind, Kano State is blessed that 75% of this population are actively engaged in agricultural value chain.
This is Dawanau Grain Market in Kano. It is one of the largest grain markets in Africa. As truck loads of food items are transported from this market to different parts of the world. But despite the availability of the grains and other food items, Nigerians are compelled to buy food at exorbitant prices.
Maize is now sold at 43,000 naira per bag, which is very difficult for the poor man to afford.
According to this expert, who recently met in Kano to brainstorm on the challenges and possible solutions, achieving food security in Nigeria requires investment in sustainable agricultural prices, supporting smallholder farmers in rural farming communities, as well as encouraging dry land agriculture, among other interventions.
An agricultural development project in which is now focusing on production, especially climate resilient crop and especially nutrition sensitive crops.
We expect that the farmers will have improved incomes. There will be improved food security, both for the farming families as well as the country. We expect there will be improvement in nutritional values at the household level. We also expect that there will be climate resilient production, especially in this northern environment where we are facing a lot of climate hazards.
President Tinubu recently declared a state of emergency on the nation's food crisis, but for most Nigerians, the declaration has done little to change the trajectory of food insecurity as millions remain at risk of hunger.
From the international scene, the Canadian government has raised its cost of living financial requirement for study permit applicants, basically for international students, to $20,000 from $10,000 starting from January 1st, 2024. This was made known by the country's Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, Mark Miller, in a statement on Friday. According to him, from 2024, a single applicant will need to show they have $20,635, representing 75% of LICO, in addition to their first year of tuition and travel costs, adding this challenge will apply to new study permit applications received on or after January 1st, 2024. Starting January 1st, 2024, the cost of living financial requirement for study permit applications will be raised so that international students are financially prepared for life in Canada. For close to 2 decades, the study permit applicants for international students have remained at $10,000. This review, which takes effect from January 1st, will help prevent students' vulnerability and exploitation, the statement added. This development is coming a few days after the United Kingdom introduced a new set of rules that will make it more difficult for Nigerians and other applicants to obtain a visa. Home Secretary James Cleverly announced the changes in the House of Commons on Monday. And now in sports, the Italian anti-doping prosecutor has requested a 4-year ban for Paul Pogba following his doping scandal, which is the standard sentence for this type of offense. As a reminder, the Frenchman had tested positive for doping back in August and had been suspended since mid-September. At the beginning of October, the midfielder failed a B test, which confirmed the initial drug test. Pogba reportedly refused to plea bargain, which could have reduced his sentence to only 2 years, and is now awaiting his judgment in front of the National Anti-Doping Court. Still on the sports news, LeBron James scored about 30 points as the Los Angeles Lakers beat the New Orleans Pelicans 133-89 to reach the final of the NBA's in-season tournament. James, who will turn 39 on 30th December, also had 8 assists and 5 rebounds in under 23 minutes on court. The Lakers will face the Indiana Pacers in Saturday's title game after they beat the Milwaukee Bucks 128-119 in Thursday's other semi-final. James, who made 9 of his 12 attempts from the floor, sat out the fourth quarter with the Lakers in full control, having outscored the Pelicans 43-17 in the third quarter. In the fourth semi-final of the inaugural tournament, Tyrese Haliburton scored a team-leading 27 points and added 15 assists to help the Pacers inflict a surprise defeat on the top-seeded Bucks. The Bucks were led by 37 points and 10 rebounds from 2-time NBA Most Vulnerable Player players or valuable players Gianni Antetokounmpo. The 2021 NBA champions took a 94-91 lead into the final period, but Bruce Brown put Indiana ahead of the just over 6 minutes remaining, and they were able to hold on to reach Saturday's final in Las Vegas. And finally, on a sad note, before we leave, Prince Abdul Fatai Adeyemi, the son of late Alaafin of Oyo, aka govt, is dead. He died on Friday morning, a day before his 47th birthday. He was said to have died of diabetes at the University College Hospital in Ibadan, Oyo State. Before his death, he was announced by the state governor Seyi Makinde as chairman of the Oyo State Local Government Pension Board in his first term. And with that, we wrap up News Update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.